So we'll have a quick look at the lineups of both teams. England lining up in a 4-3-3. Joe Hart, the goalkeeper, back four, Johnson, Cahill, Smalling, Ashley Cole, Cleverley, Gerrard and Wilshere in central midfield, and Walcott, Rooney and Welbeck in attack. Brazil lined up in a 4-3-3 as well. Dani Alves, Luis, Dante and Adriano in the back four, Paulinho, Ramirez and Ronaldinho in midfield, and Neymar, Fabiano and Oscar in attack. So from here we're just going to have a look at team tactical analysis for England. Particularly we're going to look at how they attacked, how and where they attacked Brazil. As you can see from this chart here, they made so many final third entries in the game. Now from the left there were 13 final third entries. From the center that would be 16, and from the right 17. Now this tells us that we could probably see a fair bit of balance between where they attacked. I mean, the disparity between the different entries is not huge, but this does give us an idea of how they attacked. Predominantly on the right, I guess you could say, and somewhat more so in the middle than we would see on the left. Okay, so what we are looking at here is the left entries and the central entries that England made into Brazil's defensive third, and what they did with the ball. Okay? As you can see, over on the left, it says left entries. Of the 14 times that they entered in the left, 3 of those times, they immediately switched the ball over to the opposite end, to the right side of midfield. Okay? And over here on the right, of the 16 times that they entered the attacking third in the center, 5 of those times the ball was played out onto the right. So what does this tell us? So what this means is that out of the 46 times that they entered the final third, 25 of those times they either entered from the right or with the intention to attack from the right. Now this was evident in both of the goals that England scored, where Walcott got in behind both times to either to beat his man with the ball or to run in behind from the right. Now we don't know if this was an intentional act on the England coaching staff to isolate Walcott and to have him use his pace against Brazil's left back, but results and data would certainly seem to suggest that. Now the next 2 video clips are going to show how they did it. The first one is going from the middle to the right, and I think shows the first goal, and the second video clip is going to show a switch from left to right when they entered that final third.
Looking to assert themselves. Wilshere combining with Rooney. Christian Walcott! Good save by Julio Cesar. Rooney! England take the lead. Cole. Back combining with Cleverley. Cole is still forward. Switching it well to Walcott.
Now here we've got an analysis of set plays, specifically corners. As you can see from this graph on the left, England got 7 corners during the course of the game, 6 of which were played in the air as an outswinger to the far post, and 1 of which was played short. If you look over to that graph on the right, of these 6 corners that they played long, twice they got a shot on target, which 33.3% for a corner is probably not too bad. Neither of those shots on targets resulted in a goal, but it was at least a good shot on target based on the corner, and I'd say overall that's pretty effective for a long corner.
Behind Smalling. Was the head of Rooney, and that's a really good save by Julio Cesar.
Okay, so now we're talking about Neymar and a technical analysis of him and his performance in this game. As you can see from the bar graph below, Neymar got the ball, whether that was he received it or won it himself, over the course of the game. He 36 times, 16 times on the left, 13 times in the center, and 7 times on the right. So here we can see what Neymar did with the ball when he got it. Made 25 attempted passes, and according to this chart, only 20% of them were successful, by which I mean that they found their target. So that's about 80%, which is a decent record, I suppose, particularly in the attacking third. Attempted dribbles. 13 successful attempted dribbles and 7 unsuccessful. Now, when we say successful or unsuccessful, with this one we mean when he lost the ball. So out of the 20 dribbles that he attempted, 7 times he lost the ball, which for me is not a great, probably not a great record. Attempted shots. Made 4 attempted shots throughout the course of the match and did not score any goals. So I think only one of these shots was even on target, and it was from distance, very, very soft into Joe Hart's hands. So not great from that perspective. So here, based on Neymar's attempted dribbles, we're going to see what he did with them. We know that 7 of them he lost the ball, right? So about a third. But from this pie chart here, we can see that 5 times he made a forward pass, which I suppose is good. 3 times a sideward pass, twice a backwards pass, and then twice more had a shot on goal. So it's difficult to say whether or not his dribbles that where he kept the ball were effective or ineffective, because what we don't know is how much ground he ate up or whether he drew defenders away with his dribbling. But we do know that of the 13 times he kept the ball, it was largely, there were some forward passes, some sidewards, backward passes, keeping the ball, and then twice he had a shot. So that's a little analysis of Neymar's performance in the game. It's hard to read into it too much and say he was effective or ineffective in general, because we don't know exactly what role his coach gave him or what instructions he had from the coach. But this data does give us a bit of an idea of what he did, how he did it. So there we go.